We all love a good extreme close-up in film. If film is a language, the extreme close-up is the exclamation point. Nothing gets us closer to our characters or subjects or a moment than the extreme close-up. And when I say close, I mean ultra close. Take Requiem for a Dream, for example. Director Darren Aronofsky uses extreme close-ups to show needles going into the character's arms, drugs being used, being cooked on spoons, followed by the dilation of the user's pupils to show that drugs aren't just controlling the user's lives, they're controlling their souls and taking over them. It's one of many brilliant uses of the extreme close-up in cinema history. Now, if you've ever tried to recreate a shot like that, you understand how tricky it can be. The biggest challenge is always trying to get your lens close enough to the subject. This is the problem. Most lenses can't focus on a subject when they're that tight. So, to solve that problem, you're going to need a special tool. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And that is a diopter. Now, when we usually talk about filters, we usually think of things like ND filters, circular polarizer filters, even like if you're thinking of some effects filters, there's like black pumice filters. But diopters are in their own category. They're not effects filters or correction filters. They're magnification filters. Sometimes they're called close-up filters or macro filters. And what they do is they let you turn any regular lens into a macro lens, essentially allowing you to get those extreme tight close-ups. Every lens has a close focus that it can keep. For example, I keep a list like this one. You see this right here, hopefully. I'll get a better shot of it. But I keep this little laminated list inside of my Pelican case. It's a quick guide for me so I can see what the close focus is on all of my lenses. So for example, we'll take a look at my Pentax Takamore 35mm. Its close distance is 15 inches away. So it can only get focus 15 inches away from a subject, which actually isn't bad. It's not terrible. But if you wanted to get an extreme close-up of an eyeball, of like a watch head, something like that, you're going to need to get a lot closer and a lot tighter, and that's where diopters are going to come in. So when you need to go closer than what your lens allows, that's when you're going to need diopters. A diopter essentially just reduces the close focus of your lens, bringing your subject closer without needing any specialty macro lenses. Diopters are measured in strengths like +1, +2, +4, and +10, and so on. The higher the number, the stronger the magnification, and the closer you can focus. The set of diopters that I use, they usually come in a pouch like this one right here. And if you're wondering how to tell the strength on them, they're always listed on the side. I'll get a close-up of this, but they always list on the side where you can see +1, +10, etc. So why use diopters instead of getting a macro lens? First of all, speed. You could just screw one of these on your lenses and boom, you're ready to go. You have a macro lens. You don't have to do a lens swab, readjusting your matte box, anything like that. Second, affordability. Diopters are super cheap compared to buying a dedicated macro lens. So what are some of the downsides with using diopters? Well, anytime you put glass in front of your lens, you're going to change the look and quality of your lens. Even high quality diopters can soften the image a little bit, but usually the drop in quality is minimal, and usually it's worth it for what you gain. Some cheaper diopters might introduce some chromatic aberration, those weird color fringes, especially around high contrast edges. So it's important to pick the right set for what you need and for the job you're going to be using. You don't always want to go with the cheapest set you can get because sometimes they're just really awful quality. So now I bet you're wondering, what do these diopters look like? What do they look like when they're being put on a lens? I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to use my Takamores, my vintage set, so that I can show you what the close focus was before and then what the close focus is now once we put the diopters on. For this, for my stand-in, I decided to use Zeiss Optics founder Carl Zeiss, this Playmobil toy that we were given, and he's going to be our stand-in for today. So we'll go check that out now. All right, as you can see, we have Carl right here on an Apple box. I have an insert slate right there that I'm using. If you don't have one, insert slates are great for diopter shots, miniatures, anything like that where you have an extreme close-up. You can't get your regular slate in there. I'm also measuring it so that we can kind of see where everything is at in relations to the lens. Our first shot right here is going to be with no diopter. I wanted to get a just kind of clean plate shot. so everyone could see what the lens looks like at its close focus. Uh, just remember to take a look at the edge of the Apple box, and you can see the text there where it says Studios. And then we have Carl right here for size. I got my caliper out. He's just a hair under 3 inches tall. Our first lens is going to be the +1 close-up diopter. So I got it right here. And as you can see, I had to pull Carl closer to the lens to get him in focus. And I'm also using the text on that document he's holding to focus too. And this is 100% zoomed in, so we can get a better picture of how this looks. And then right here, you can see just a little over 12.5 inches away. So this +1 diopter reduces about 2.5 inches. Now we're on to the +2 diopter. As you can see, Carl's brought even closer in. The back of the Apple box is almost completely out of focus. You could almost not even see where it breaks off from the white background there. That's how shallow our focus has gotten now. And this is 100% pushed in on this one. If you look at the bottom where it says 1881, that's out of focus. And at the top where it says catalog, that's in focus. Just shows you how razor thin focus is here. And right here, we're just a little under 11 inches. This is our +4 diopter. And as you can see here, it's super thin. You can already tell just seeing from this distance that part of the text on that document is out of focus. And this is it, punched all the way 100% in. But it is pretty impressive how sharp it is. You see catalog, Uber, microscope. And right here, we're about a little over 9.5 inches away. Our last one right here is this +10 close-up. As you can see, the glass is very convex. That's a quick way to tell how magnified you are. The more convex the piece of glass, the more magnified you are. And you can see just the slightest movements make this thing rattle a lot. There we go. Look at it. Like Carl's body isn't even in focus at all. And the document is nice and sharp. I was actually really impressed by this +10 diopter. And then that's it. Zoomed in 100%. It's not completely in focus, but it's still sharp enough and legible. So it's pretty impressive. And that's the document for scale. It's about 2/3 of an inch tall. So it's a pretty small little document. And as you can see, we're just under 8 inches away. If you're trying to get that super intense, in-your-face, extreme close-up, whether it's an eye dilating, a needle-piercing skin, or sweat dripping down a brow, diopters are the tool that's going to make it happen for you. They're fast, they're affordable, they're incredibly effective, and if you don't already have a set of them in your kit, I would definitely suggest you get them. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give us a like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Comment down below. What are some of your favorite extreme close-ups in movies and films? I wanna hear what you guys like, what you're into. I brought up Requiem for a Dream because I really think it's an extremely brilliant use. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and the way Aronofsky's basically right up in the eyes, showing that they're changing, they're dilating, that even the window is getting distorted, is a really brilliant use of the extreme close-up and one of my favorites. And anyone who's ever seen Requiem for a Dream knows how effective and poignant that film is. So until next time, everyone, happy shooting, and remember, getting real close. And here are a few of my favorite close-ups from some of my favorite films. The first one here is Mia Wallace's lips. It's how they introduced Mia Wallace in Pulp Fiction. This next one is an extreme close-up of the lens in Boogie Nights when Dirk Diggler films his first scene. And this final one right here is from Psycho with Norman Bates peeping through the shower hole. Remember to share your favorites below and see you next time.